Abundance is to love yourself faithfully, love others unconditionally, and serve the world with a great purpose. Abundance is going through life's ups and downs, countless darkest nights, and transformations, and can still love, praise, sing, and keep creating wealth in its 5 major dimensions: love, health, time, finance, and impact. What does abundance mean to you? I hope you could answer this question. And let's also hear about other coaches, mentors, and thought leaders, how they would share their perspective and insights on abundance.
Hi! Abundance means to me a growth mindset, that there are limitless possibilities for success, growth, development, and collaboration.
So, for me, abundance is, in a sense, the opposite of scarcity. I think it's important to see it in that context. Abundance doesn't mean unlimited. I think that's quite important because from a neurobiological perspective, limit everything in an open energy economy is not limitless in the sense that even you and I, as energy, for example, the energy we actually produce is finite. There's no limitless amount of energy. In fact, that drives and actually in many ways give origins to leadership. We need to lead with the resources we have, and there's no limitless amount of that available. It's going to be distributed properly within different living organizations and systems alike. So what I would think when you think abundance is, it's really to get away from this idea that there's scarcity and there's just not enough. And therefore, from that perspective, it's very important. It's a bit like the sky is the limit, energy is finite in a sense. Abundance is not limitless, but it is not scarce.
Okay, so to me, abundance is really about giving. And that is the biggest gift that I can have, is if I am able to give something to others to help them to grow and to find who they want to be.
Abundance. What does abundance mean to me? Well, that's an important question. For me, abundance means when you recognize that you're getting full, whatever that is, full of joy, full of anxiety, full of hope, full of fear. Abundance means pausing, taking a internal reflection and say, what is really important to me now, and how do I access it? So I think we don't live in a limited pie world. That world is in our head, and the moment we think we've reached our limit, I think we can get there by a simple question, and that is, what else is there? What else can I do? What else can I receive? What else can I give? I actually believe abundance requires deposits, and that you make deposits in emotional accounts, for the people in your life, whether that's family or other people. And when you make those deposits, that gives you abundance because things come at you from different directions that you didn't even ask for. So that's what abundance means to me. And thank you for asking the question.
What does abundance mean to me? Abundance means two specific things. It means happiness and health. I think they're very intertwined. When you're the healthiest version of who you can possibly be, you can unlock your limitless happiness throughout everything you do in your life. If you're sound mind, body, and soul, and you're connected, you can definitely live your utmost potential and be the person that you want to be and exceed all expectations and go above and beyond in everything you do.
Well, I've been asked a lot of times what abundance is, and I can only connect into what I feel about it more than what I can think about it. And what I feel about it is it's something that you either experience when you're coming to life, or it's something that actually does the job of bringing you to life. So when it's present, that's what you feel. You feel like you're more alive. And it's kind of contagious as well, because if it's genuine abundance, other people will pick up on how alive you are, and they become more alive. There's this nature of spreading to other people perfectly naturally without you having to try to make it happen. So I think abundance for me comes down to things and experiences that bring you to life, but in a kind of natural way. They have a way of radiating to other people and moving them and bringing them to life. So all genuine abundance, I think, has that kind of quality to it. So if you notice me today, I'm very settled, but I'm also somebody who's feeling quite present and cultivating whatever gravitas I can to be here. But I'm noticing that other people with gravitas are approaching me, or I'm approaching them. It seems to be a mutual thing. But this is another consequence of having abundance. You start having gravitas. You start naturally making a dent in the universe, and you naturally gravitate mutually towards other people who are doing exactly the same thing. So it's not surprising that I'm hanging out here today with lovely Spring.
Abundance means that I'm not in competition with anyone. It means that the world is plentiful and that there's plenty for everybody. And so I don't need to be so guarded or defensive or competitive or judgy, because it's all here for the growing.
Okay, first of all, I think in abundance is about healthy. You have a good body, you have energy, you need energy to do everything, so energy even to have a smile. And the second, you need a list of three. First of all, it's healthy energy. The second is family, friends, connections, strong relationships. I think it's very important. So you can energize yourself with other people and yourself, of course. And the third one is some cash. Not too much, not too little, because in the extremes can be a problem. So if you have a healthy body, good connections, and enough cash, enough money for good living, a reasonable living. So I think it's kind of love abundance.
Abundance for me means that my life is filled with the love and the shining light of being able to do what I was created to do in the first place.
I think abundance, many people when they hear abundance, they think about filling themselves up and being complete and full. But to me, being abundant means quite the opposite. Thinking about how goal-oriented we are, abundance to me means being on that journey towards your ultimate goal. So you're filling yourself up by knowing that you're not full yet. You're not achieving your goal, and Another idea that comes to mind is helping others, right? It's so I think when you ask a question about what abundance means, I think it's easy for us to think about what fills us up, but for me, I think it's about being okay with being in transit towards your goal on your journey and also helping other people. So thank you for the question.
Abundance to me means fullness. I think of something has abundance. It's full and it's like kind of being lifted off the ground and it's kind of hovering over, and there's this sense of joy and fullness and intelligence and knowledge and goodness. That's abundant.
Hello, I'm Rohao Chen. So I'm the researcher at Teachers College, Columbia University. Abundance means to me rich resources, not only in real material form, but it can also mean a lot of resources in your brain, in your mind, in your spirit. So we as human beings are very good at making meanings. The more meanings you make, the more resources you may have. So it is about the increase of your inner power, the increase of your inner wisdom. And if we can continue to make more meanings of our experiences, we will accumulate all these inner power, inner wisdoms. And I hope that you can continue to use that for your future development.
So the question is, what does abundance mean to me? And abundance actually means low energy, high yield, right? This idea that you don't have to put too much out there and that you can sort of be aligned with the thing that's easy. I think we're really confused a lot of times in standard America, corporate America, even across the globe. People think that you have to do a lot to get a lot. And that's not how the energy works. So when you're aligned, when you're calm, when you're relaxed, that's when you actually can sort of attract and even magnetize and even imagine, right? What's possible for you. And abundance is having the space and time to do that. So it's low energy, not low effort, low energy and high impact would be my definition of abundance.
What does abundance mean to me? Well, I'm a psychologist and an executive coach, so abundance to me means we're moving up Maslow's hierarchy of needs, which is we have our fundamentals that are handled, and we're really rising up in our expectations and our goals.
So abundance to me means not just the proliferation of resources, but also ideas, emotions, capabilities. Human potential is what I believe will either make us or break us. Right now we talked about AI today a lot and the ambitions of the AI, but it's human ambitions that will drive all those things. And so I believe that when we have an abundance of good ambition, and that's what drives the future of technology, we're going to see a good world as a result. And that to me is the definition of abundance.